I believe this is the second time as well we've seen the Lone Druid pop up throughout the BTS Pro Series, and last time around, if I remember correctly, it didn't end up winning that game. But it is quite potent. You get the Mask of Madness on that Spirit Bear, and you
Mm.
build into a Deso or an MKB or whatever else you want, and that bear starts hitting like an absolute truck. It also forces Fnatic to draft into something that does well up against that LD. For now, they're going to go into the Phoenix. But you look to picks like that Ricky, other heroes that can just kind of blink in behind that Spirit Bear, trying
Mm.
to deal with that Lone Druid ASAP, especially before he morphs into that melee form.
Mm.
But they'll just keep their cards close to their chest, Fnatic. They go for that Phoenix pickup now. Phoenix can be a bit dangerous when you're up against LD, though. Like, the
Yeah,
Mask of Madness Spirit Bear just goes through the egg so quick.
yeah, that it does. And mid Icarus Diver, if you want to play on the edge, if you get rooted up, you're just kind of gone. So there's a risk there for Fnatic. Still, I think this is pretty potent of a combo. You have the NP who could potentially guard the egg with a Sprout. That's not something we see too often, but it's
Hmm.
a tool that does play to the strength of that combo. So they have that option for Fnatic. Again, the draft is still fairly open. Like, we're still not sure what the Ember is, we're not sure what the NP is, which one's the support, or if both of them are going to be core. Fnatic is keeping a lot of that still in the shadows.
Well, T1, letting that time tick out. Neither side is really wanting to show what their hand's going to look like yet, but it's about that time where we really start to understand how these lanes are going to go. Seemingly, we are still waiting for a position 4 pick here for T1. Oh, okay, the Earth Spirit pops out. It's not the one I was expecting, I'll be frank, but that does bring 3 of the 4 Spirit Brothers out. And if Fnatic want to have a bit of fun, we could see the Storm Spirit come out now. Why the hell not?
It would look really nice to tie it up, but no,
Oh, they
they
ruined it.
don't give us that.
They
Nah,
ruined
they,
it.
they want to push. They just want to play a normal game. With the DP, you've got great push potential along with the NP, so you have to play around that exorcism timing first, but if you can maximize that, you're not going to have too many issues. You do worry about the rotation potential of T1. I think that Earth Spirit is going to be looking to be a bit more active. And you have to consider an Earth Spirit rolling in with the Inkswell, for example.
Mhm.
That is just really scary to fight. So a lot of early potency from T1 and Fnatic. It looks like it's going to take them a few levels to start to match up.
Yeah. It's a nice combination, though. I do agree. I really did think they were probably going to go into the Tusk, but Earth Spirit kind of works the same way anyway. Offers some great utility as well. Like that AoE silence you can get out with Magnetize and the grip can be really brutal to have to play into. Still, one more ban Fnatic. Thinking about this final pickup. T1, they did ban out the Tiny, so they seem to believe that the Prophet is either going to be an offlane or well, it might be an offlane hero as they are still lacking a pos 4 on Fnatic. Unless you're gonna you could run the safe lane Ember, the mid DP, and you could run the support Nature's Prophet and pick up
Yeah.
another offlane if you really wanted. Like, it is still very open like that. And Fnatic
Yeah.
now ban out the Veno.
Mm. I think that's something we've seen T1 pick up a couple of times. I recall like months ago when they were picking up that Veno for Forev. I believe it was Forev playing that in the off. So just taking that out, they don't want to deal with the AoE damage that could bring. I think that's a smart move. They have to reveal how their draft is going to be run here, though. Like you mentioned, that flexibility, it's still really open, and the last pick should help us to cement where each hero goes. We would like to see what it does end up being.
Oh,
Okay, there you
alright.
go.
The Savage Morphling comes out. Whether that is going to be a support Ember then, right? A pos 4 Ember we're seeing here. I
Mm,
doubt you run the offlane Ember, unless it's going to be mid Ember offlane DP, uh, which
mm,
could also happen, but then if it gets to that point, it just feels a bit greedy from the
yeah,
side of Fnatic. I don't know if they're going to be able to create much space with this kind of draft.
no.
T1. Oh,
Oh, okay.
All right, so
That's
I- Inkswell and the Iron Shell on top of
yeah.
an Earth Spirit does hurt a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a scary lane to go up against. Would look forward to T1 to force that tri lane. It does look like we have the DJ Ember coming out. So
Okay.
it is the NP by Ice Ice. Ice, of course. I do enjoy seeing this. I think it's gonna be disruptive. Greedy is the key thing with Fnatic's draft. It is very greedy from the supports up. They're gonna need to try to find that space on the map to build up with these heroes. Can be a bit tricky. We'll see whether or not they can get that done. T1, they've got really aggressive lanes coming out. They've got great timings in their heroes. The slowest one is probably Miracle's Lone Druid, but even then, we've seen a lot of Lone Druids just go with a Mask of Madness and start fighting. So look to T1 to have an earlier timer. Fnatic, they need to buy space for the morph. They need their supports to find EXP, and they need to time themselves around Exorcism.
You know what would have looked amazing, John? If Paulison had that set that's in the workshop right now that hasn't been put up for voting in the community workshop vote. You know, we could still fit it in, Valve, if you wanted to just, you know, add that Earth Spirit set in. That'd be nice.
Yeah, it's a bit curious with what choices went in there, Mike. I swear I've seen like what 10 sets of LC or something like that. It just felt like a lot of certain heroes.
Well, how many
But
more Juggernaut sets do we need? How many
20, we
more?
need 20 more. 20
20
more,
more.
Mike.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. That's how
I'll,
much we need.
I'll start counting. I'll keep track.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my boy Earth Spirit never gets any love. I guarantee Void Spirit will have 50 sets before Earth Spirit gets another one. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's enough of my crying. Nobody's listening anyway.
I'm listening. I have no choice, Mike.
Alright, game one between T1 and Fnatic is set to begin.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, speaking of, we had to quickly restart Dota because there's another update, but I'll fix my settings nice and quick. This Darkseer pick, John, I don't mind seeing the Darkseer. I do get a little bit afraid though. Every time I have cast the Darkseer, it here we go. Every time we cast Darkseer, it just kind of doesn't really work out. It ends up skipping creep waves, but ultimately just gets nowhere.
Yeah. It's we'll see just how much Forev can take. Again, I think the biggest threat here is the potency of early aggression with the Darkseer and the Earth Spirit. It's just really hard to deal with, although Forev is already copying a bit too much damage there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go for the surge, but he might have to. And this is going to really ruin his level 1. No, he'll go for the Iron Shell. He will die with pride. And Moon will go ahead and take the first blood over for the side of Fnatic. And he'll be able to come back into the lane before the match really starts, but that top banner rune is definitely going the way of Fnatic now. Ice 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 even contesting over the bottom bounties. It'll still be a 2-for-2 trade in the end anyway. T1 won't really lose out too much here.
Yeah, you're still a lot happier, of course. You got the first blood on Moon of all heroes, so this DP down mid, it's just gonna have a lot of a better time compared to In Your Dream. Of course, In Your Dream on the Void Spirit. I don't think we've had the pleasure of seeing him play this hero just yet. We'll see how much he can get up against that DP. It's a very stable matchup for the DP, and it shouldn't be too hard to just keep that even.
In Your Dream and Moon. Gonna have a go at it. Moon should have the advantage here. Of course, up in that off lane, we are having a bit of a tri lane being run for now. Paulison gonna try and roll in onto Jams, but doesn't really connect the stun. Still, he will pull the creep wave away. It's one of the beauties of the Earth Spirit, John. You can roll away like that, and you can still have creep aggro. They won't actually stop following you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great way to make this lane work out for T1. And I love seeing this tri lane come out. You already see Savage He's constantly being brought low, and there's not too much jabs can really do to stop that.
Yeah, Savage, he will basically be free farming though. Like, assuming he can just keep up with the regen. Well, Forever's going to continue to try apply pressure here on that Darkseer, but well, Jabs is going to try and make sure he doesn't get too much. Of course, down in the bot lane, it's just going to be Ice there on the Nature's Prophet by himself. And he's just going to pull the wave as well every time he can. Miracle is going to try and get in there with the Spirit Bear now and perhaps try to go onto Ice. But he's going to go for a quick TP play. And there's no way to cancel it.
That's one of the great things for Ice. We tend to see him do this a lot. You don't really get to punish that, and with this kind of movement, DJ gets a lot of levels just by pulling the wave back. So they're really trying to enable this pause for Ember Spirit, and as long as DJ doesn't bleed out too much, he should still have some really good timings in this hero.
Not only good timers, John, he has a great taunt right there. Probably arguably the best taunt that came out with the Battle Pass, the Ember Spirit one. Miracle leaving Jokam alone. DJ will be there to just continue applying harass out onto that Grimstroke. Try and just disrupt this pool going on with the small camp. And DJ, of course, will take the wave with him. Now Chains, though, with the tree, it's actually blocking Jokam in. The Inkswell, however, will be enough to force DJ back.
Yeah, but Jokam is forced to salve up himself, so you're not going to have that ready for Miracle in case he does get jumped. Just a lack of regen now on Jokam. This could hurt the lane.
On top lane as well, Forever's still going just great on the Void, on the Darkseer, but the thing is, you're not really slowing down Savage. Roll in, however, Paulson wants to get that done. Savage starting to strength morph up. Paulson, I don't think he has enough, and now Savage is going to be able to clean up that kill. They thought they had enough with the Iron Shell and the roll-in, but it wasn't quite enough. I think if they actually waited till level 3 to have the level 2 Boulder Smash, they probably would have actually had enough damage.
Yeah, this is helping Savage bounce back in. Like, you look at his last hits, it's not amazing, but with a kill under your belt, I'm sure Savage is going to be feeling pretty fine. He is out of regen, though. He's going to have to ferry that out.
In Your Dream getting low here. Moon trying to fight back, and In Your Dream is going to die. Yeah, Paulson, he's not having much success thus far on that Earth Spirit. He will be able to get some free farm and XP in the mid lane, however, which is always nice, but that's 2 setups now that have just kind of failed.
Yeah, and we were talking about T1's draft having to play aggressively early on. If that aggression doesn't pay off, then you're looking at an Earth Spirit who might just taper off earlier than you'd expect. So there is a window here for T1 to have to maximize their early rotation potential, and it's not coming out just yet.
Oh, that's for sure. Jabs, that's a lot of damage he's taking on that Phoenix, but no roll in from Paulson. Of course, the Icarus dive is there on Jabs anyway, so he should remain relatively safe, but Paulson can try to go for it. Instead, they are going to just secure those 5-minute bounty runes for themselves. Roll back in onto the Morphling, but Savage is very quick with the Strength Morph. It really is going to be a problem, because you are relying on this Iron Shell roll in to secure these kills onto Savage, but they just haven't been working out at all. And his farm, I mean, he's second in last hits. I would dare say that the Darkseer is helping him get more last hits because they keep pushing the wave in.
Yeah, he's managed to turn that around. He was fairly behind a while ago, but now that Forev has been forced into the jungle, it's just a free lane for him, and you look down mid. 3 heroes down mid to protect IYD. This is just helping Moon. He doesn't mind. He's getting more EXP. The side lanes open up. T1, their aggression, not quite paying off.
It's only going to get harder, but they'll try again. Jokam and Paulson are nearby, but Moon is there with DJ. Inkswell going to be out onto the Earth Spirit, but that Spirit Siphon damage is so high on Jokam. Moon being slowed up. He'll be okay to just walk out of there, though. I don't think Moon minds this at all. He's hit
No?
that level 6 now as well, so you have that exorcism timing up. You'd expect a rotation soon from him. Meanwhile, DJ does end up killing off Joe Cam and probably could go after the Earth Spirit if he really wants to. Paulison will be okay. He should be able to just roll away if anything gets too bad. But that's going to make it an 0-4 now for Fnatic.
Yeah, it's a really great start for them. Savage is just finding all the farm he wants. Your mid lane has been quite dominant as well. In fact, it's so dominant that DJ gets to take over and start farming up and up top.
Yeah, Forev's in trouble. He's going to die very, very easy, and this is a very unorthodox kind of lane to try and push into with Exorcism, but they're going to go top. Now Joe Cam's in trouble. Moon, he's not done. He just wants to keep going. Paulison? Get out. It is dangerous. And they are going to start pressuring that top tier 1 tower. And again, it's not really the kind of the lane you'd push in if you're the dire side. But if you can get away with it, why the hell not?
Yeah, this really just makes it harder for Forev to find that safe spot to farm. The one boon for T1 is that Miracle is finding his own free farm down bot. Should be building up into that Mask of Madness fairly soon. So our bear is going to hit a decent timing. It's not as fast as what you're seeing from Savage, though, and you have to worry about Moon making his rotation to bot as soon as that next Exorcism is up as well.
Oh, roll misses on Savage. They get the silence with the slow, but does he have enough time? The root is there. Savage still trying to man fight, but juggling his health right now, and yeah, they just can't do it. They don't have the burst. You need the longer silence there on the Earth Spirit, but everyone needs to be in position.
Yeah, it's just not working out. Even if they get the stun off on Savage, he can do this because he's got that really early Morbid Mass and the treads. So he hits faster, he regens right through, he just juggles around. This is such an early rotation from a Morphling, but he's really not being punished.
Back to the drawing board here for Paulison. I wonder as well who intends on building the Spirit Vessel here for T1. Generally speaking, you'd usually see it on the Earth Spirit, but IYD may be forced to go for that himself if things continue to go this badly. And it is going to be necessary to kill off Savage. You're not going to be able to kill him off without that. Forev, top lane. Icarus Dive is there. Nature's Wrath flying through, but he is just going to TP on in the top lane. But DJ, he got the chains off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Forev, he's trapped up in the tree line, and he is going to die very, very easily. That's going to be the 7th kill for Fnatic. T1 still yet to find theirs. Maybe the bot lane.
Surprising.
Savage. A lot of heroes coming on towards that Morphling. Smoke broken. Savage not rotating yet. Oh, roll does not connect. They got the silence and slow as well as the fear, but it's nowhere near enough. He's going to turn around. He wants to go in. He's by himself, but he doesn't care. He'll just fight the whole side of T1 and kills off Joe Cam. Now going after Miracle as well. He will finally back off. Root, though, this could not be good for Savage. Maybe he went too far, though no. He just keeps using that pulse and turning around. Now Paulson being sprouted up. Ice to join onto that Earth Spirit. Savage, he does have Waveform again. He will not use it, however. He'll keep farming. But he just Waveformed into 4 heroes, killed off a support and backed off. That should not be happening.
No, it definitely shouldn't be. And Fnatic again with a 4K lead. 10.5 minutes in, 1-8 on the kill board, and they're just playing so aggressive. They're grouping up as 5 down bot. They want this tower.
Paulus gonna get out of there. DJ tried to go for a chains, but he was just a bit off. There's no way to defend this tier 1 tower. It doesn't help that Moon's just has a DD active right now as well.
A lot of map space being lost now for T1. They need that space to find a farm on Miracle. He is their win condition.
He's getting stunned up. This could be a nice kill, though. No, he just remnants out. Back down to the bot lane. Moon is going to take over that mid lane, and Paulison is going to be a target here. He has rolled back off cooldown, but it doesn't matter.
No.
Jabs has the damage. Meanwhile, top, Ice now getting jumped by Miracle. That Spirit Bear doing a lot of damage, but now Egg being dropped. Ice still alive somehow. They're trying to take down the Egg. They can't.
Oh, no.
Ice now trying to juke them out. He puts a Sprout down. Jabs, Sunray, Fury's gonna be there. Does he really get out of this?
Oh.
Miracle with the Spirit Bear doesn't get the root. Oh, what an egg
Oh.
from Jabs to ensure that the Prophet gets out, and now the Icarus dive away.
Oh, man.
That's disgusting.
Oh, that shouldn't happen. That should never happen. That is just, T1. They're just being styled on now by Fnatic, and sure they find a top tier 1, but look at this. They're being rotated.
Yeah, Forev surrounded again. They just love going after this Darkseer, and a DJ on that support Ember will be able to take him out. The rest of T1 just TPing out immediately. You still just need a lot more farm on this lone druid. He has got the Mask of Madness going into the MKB now. It's just, you need it so desperately.
The issue is it's starting to feel like the map's shrinking a bit too much. Like, he's farming in the jungle fine, but the moment Fnatic starts to group up, they've got some really decent wards into some lanes in the jungle. So they should have a fair idea as to where all of these cores are at, and should be able to punish if they want to.
They gotta do something. They jump in mid lane. Moon caught out right now. They got the Magnetize off as well. He's in big trouble. Moon should die and does. Now Ice, he TP'd in to try and help out, but this may cost him his own life. And that should be another kill here for T1, and that's the way to do it. Those are two huge kills out for this Radiant side. In fact, have they found another? No, Jabs, he will Icarus dive out before he gets rooted by that Spirit Bear. That is one way to get yourself back into this game.
Yeah, they've slowly but surely found a couple good kills. Would be a lot nicer if they could also punish Savage, but I think you're still going to be happy with just that slight space. Still, you look at Savage, Mike, going straight to the shotgun. It's just a
Spirit, and well, Paulson ends up going down. Now Miracle, though, trying to go after Ice. He gets chained up there with his own bear, rolling in against Savage.
No.
Wants the Spirit Bear first, does find it. Now finds Miracle as well. Forev going to be in trouble on the Darkseer. Does also go down, and Savage just keeps rolling in. Oh, it's too much.
Savage. Just when you think, you get the silence, you get the stun, it's not enough. You've got Jabs in back healing him up, and he comes back in, turns into the Earth Spirit, and just gets the control off. There is nothing you can do to Savage right now. They need to commit so much more to find that kill in this morph. And guess what? He has a shotgun flying it.
Uh-oh. That's sub 15 minutes for the Ethereal Blade. And, well, that lone druid now is probably just going to have to permanently be in that bear form, because he does not have enough HP. Doesn't have anything like a bracer or two either to kind of tank him up a bit. Up often now by Savage.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is just terrifying. Like, they just couldn't punish Savage. They had the Darkseer, Earth Spirit, Grimstroke, and it just didn't take off.
Dokam in trouble mid lane. Diving in here, DJ should get a chains off. No, doesn't need it. Moon is doing so much damage with that Spirit Siphon right now. They're just trying to force out other lanes here on the side of T1. Trying to pressure Fnatic back, but you've always got Ice there to just push them back out.
Yeah, it's just not happening fast enough for T1. They can't shove as hard if their lone druid's not pushing. So a lot of their push potential is tied to that hero. And you've got a lot of issues now. DJ on the support Ember has the Spirit Vessel up. So whatever sustain you had, or whatever durability you had, is most certainly taken away with his pickup now, and there is a smoke.
Oh, Miracle, no. Runs right
Oh
into
boy.
him, gets the morph off in time, but there is a shotgun blast from Savage, and Moon will follow up with the Crypt Swarm, and with that, it's into the Roshan pit, I believe. It's about that time. We are 16.5 minutes into the game. May as well take a Roche.
Yeah, it's going to be a really fast take for Fnatic. T1, they've got some great options to dip in there. Just doesn't look like they're interested at all. Like, they could try to roll in with Paulson, but he's a bit too far.
Yeah, there's no way to get there in time. Fnatic will continue to just dominate this game for now. It's back to pressuring lanes. They are uninterested in farming. They just want to go for kills right now, Fnatic.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Moon still walking around with that exorcism, but it does finally wear off. Hollison getting pinged down top lane, of course, does have to roll away, but DJ, ooh, got the chains off. He just kept rolling. Still, now that they know exactly where he went, TP is going to be there, but DJ
Oh, man.
has so much damage. He's at level 11 in comparison to the level 9 Earth Spirit. They're both position 4s. The damage output from that Sleight of Fist is kind of insane right now. Miracle, meanwhile, getting caught out, though. No adaptive to fly out from Savage, but there it is. He gets it off eventually.
Yeah, it's T1. Just slowly being picked off. I want to go back to DJ. You talk about him being level 11. Like, look at DJ, right? Brown Boots, Spirit Vessel. Then you look at In Your Dream, like, he's level 11 on the mid Void Spirit. He just finished up his Spirit Vessel. He does have the power treads. But you're talking about a mid Void Spirit matching a support Ember Spirit.
Yeah, it's not good news. Not good news at all. Not for T1 anyway.
No. Just losing their objectives on the map. Only one outer tower left now for T1. The space to farm has shrunk. And this is really going to hurt Miracle. He needs a lot more in his bear before he can really fight into this.
In Your Dream. Careful. DJ, chains do not connect now. Soulbind has flying out with the Ing Swell, but can they actually secure enough damage here? Paulson, very low jabs, will get the egg off just in the nick of time, and In Your Dream will die. Paulson goes down as well. How did Jab survive that?
Oh, it's just the backup from his team to save him. They bought him enough. I think he was on like 100 or some 50 HP before popping the egg. And they just can't even kill off the support Phoenix.
Fnatic want to go high ground. They've got Exorcism up. They've got the Aegis. Tier 3 going to go down fast. We may as well bring up the buyback status, I guess. Waveform in. Shotgun. Miracle's dead.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things, John. You'd never really want to give Fnatic DP and Morphling. They tend to like these heroes.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not. I mean, we've seen this so many times where Savage just gets to pick the morph last and... Oh.
Hollison goes in. Vacuum there. In Your Dream. Trying to jump back out, but it's not looking great. Moon almost dead. No, never mind. He's full HP again. They jump past the tier 4 towers. They are just destroying T1. In Your Dream. Dying in his own fountain. They've called the GG. They have had enough. Woo. Maybe you just call that an outdraft. Like Fnatic, they had all their real favorite picks here with the DP Morph, right? Even the Japs Phoenix, just way too much to control. And Fnatic, they look fantastic going into their first series of the day.
Yeah, it's a strong, dominant showing from Fnatic. T1, I'm not sure if I can completely say it's an outdraft. Like, they did give Fnatic their favorites, but they had potency in this combination. They just couldn't get it off. A lot of props to Fnatic. T1, first showing, first game, not quite it. We'll see if they can shake it off for game number 2.
Yeah, it's MLP Dota and John X Fire. We'll be back after a short break for that second game of this best of 2 series. We'll see you then.